whether you look at, national brands, like for example, Spencer started in Chennai. You had the Landmark Group, the lifestyle business in Chennai in the beginning before they shifted to Bangalore. And when you look at some of the giant electronic retail chains, all of them have come from Chennai. And I always remember Mr. Kodanraman and Srinivasan very fondly, because when we started Titan way back in 87, they actually invited us to participate in the January 1st sale. So I think way back in 88 or 89, I remember coming here for the Jan 1st sale. And on the Jan 1st sale, we used to sell, of course, a lot of watches in those days in their stores. But more importantly, it was a sale that started on the 31st night. So if you remember the Apple stores with queues winding around the block, this was how it used to be at Vivek & Co. with the queue around the block, and they used to release people in batches into the store so that there were no crowd. So anyway, long story short, I think the larger point is that this is a place where there is a lot of retailers, a lot of modern retail concepts have been tested, and a lot of retailers from Chennai have actually gone from here across the country. So when I was thinking about what should I speak to you all about, what I thought of is that it's more important for Chennai retailers to kind of understand what does India mean. So if you want to go from being a city, a regional retailer to becoming a national retailer, obviously there is some more things that you need to appreciate beyond what you might know of Tamil Nadu. So what I'd like to just, can you get the slide?
If you're not accurate, if you're not telling them things that you can really deliver, they're not going to stand with you at all. So the time you promise something, if you don't deliver, customers will say, okay, this man is not reliable, or this business is not reliable, let me not work with them anymore. The third part is the F part of it, which is the fast. If you're not fast today, customers don't have the time, because all of us are toggling between various things that we want to do. Even as we sit here, many of us are looking at our mobile phones because of the fact that that's the way life is for us. The life is about being in multiple places, our attention being in multiple places, and to capture the time of customers is becoming difficult. When you capture and when you do not deliver, it's difficult. No wonder that quick commerce is working well, because most of us go to the kitchen, suddenly remember, oh, iniki manjale illiye. We call on our mobile phone, continue our cooking. So that's the way life is. So I think that fast is becoming important, and many people, yesterday we were sitting in a nice place in one of our members' houses. I won't tell the person's name currently, but we know whom we sat with. And 50% of the people did not watch the cricket match, although it was the last few overs of the match. Why? They said it's a 5-day match. I can't even stand this. So unfortunately, we are becoming like that. We don't even want to see that 5-day match, because we are into a very fast-paced thing. If it's a 2020, maybe more people would have watched at that same time. So that's the way fast is. And then the E is about everywhere. We want our retailers to be with us anytime and every time, and from wherever we are. Even I am sitting in some other part of the world, if I have to shop and send something at my house, I should be able to access that particular retailer. If you are not as a retailer with me every time, then I don't want you with us. So this is what is happening as the 4 things in the minds of consumers, and lots more. I'm sure each one of you got your own theory and methods to it, but this is what is the thought process there. But more importantly, I think today I want to dedicate a little bit of thoughts, and I'm not going to talk about time here, to a concept that I think is what I learned yesterday evening when I was sitting with everybody. I think the entire set of businesses, especially in retail, is going through a concept around breaking the myths. All of us are thinking that a business is done in a particular form. The day we get into that thought process, there are others who come in and they break that particular myth altogether. If you look at everything that's happened to each one of you in your own businesses, if Mr. Kodanraman started Vivek's in those years, he started it by breaking a few myths around the retail business on the electronics businesses. Because he said, okay, if you are into the CDIT product, the consumer durables product, then I'm going to break the myth. I'm going to do a sale on the 31st, which Mr. Biju Kurian talked about, on the year end, that will be better than anybody else. And if you think that there cannot be discounts given, at a time when it was not easy to create discounts for electronic products, he broke the myth. If you look at various, each one of you, I just saw Mr. Poti here, when he came in, I'm sure when he first set up this very large store, people said, "Ivlo periya maligai kadai eppadi பண்ணுவீங்க, எப்படி இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சாரி கடை பண்ண முடியும்?" Then he said, "Okay, I'll do it, let's see where it goes." I come from Shopper Stop. When we set up Shopper Stop, the very first time, people say, "How can you do a 50,000 square feet store in this country to sell garments and accessories?" But the fact is that we converted a theatre, it got into a situation where people came in and said, "Ipdi kuda shopping panna mudiyuma?" So that broke the myth. But if you really look at today, it's much more than that. Today's breaking the myth is about there is no barrier to entry into this business of retail. All of us used to think that you need a little bit of capital and money to enter into retail. But when Biju was talking about that ability to do social commerce, I have known people who were not even had 5,000 rupees, who started doing trading online thanks to social media, maybe on Instagram, and suddenly they are saying that they've got a brand which is now in multiple countries, not just in India, in multiple countries, because they've created a very large business that otherwise we cannot really imagine. There are people who are entering today at an age where we will think that we are still going to be studying in school and colleges. People who are doing their business at 17 and 18 years of age and still able to run businesses. So there are people currently breaking myths. Unless we get involved in our own business and keep thinking, is there a myth that we can break in this business? I think we may land ourselves into a different situation. Even as we do our events, I keep telling our team that if you don't break something which has always been conventional in its nature, we may not be able to do a better job of it. So with that, I will hope that all of us will go out of this room learning a few things from each other, trying to see if we can go back home and try and break a myth that can change the fortunes of our business, so that we can really create what I would call as business continuity. We would say, why break a myth and then create continuity? But you can't create continuity without breaking a myth. I do believe that many of us are into a situation where we have businesses that runs well because we are there. But the question is, will that company outlive us? So that's the other question that I want all of us to go out with. If you are involved in a business which can't outlive you, again there is a question mark about business continuity. With those two, I do hope that we are going to enjoy ourselves. We have a lot of things set up for you the whole day, and I'm sure Ritesh is going to tell us what's in stock. Thank you, Namaskaram.
Raman here, and I'd like him to deliver the welcome address. He doesn't come very often, so if you can give the mic to him, please. Mr. Gordon. It's a very special occasion for us, and at RAI would not have been formed without his support. So today, as a mark of respect to him, I'd like him to deliver welcome.